See? And so right now, technology, we need technology in a sense.
Bob Marley was a game changer in the reggae world. His fame and wealth gave him immense freedom to purchase different houses and luxuries.
Well, you know, as Rasta, we're dealing with not politics.
However, what happened to them all after his demise? How about his wife and children? Were they able to preserve his legacy? Join us as we delve into Bob Marley's abandoned house, family, tragic death, and net worth left behind. Bob Marley's abandoned house. Bob Marley was known for his unique voice and his compelling lyrics. These attributes have over time distinguished him from other music artists. He is known as one of the pioneers of reggae music, who left a legacy that continues to inspire millions. But beyond the music, there is an untold story about the musician's struggles, triumphs, and heartbreak. In the heart of Kingston, Jamaica, lies Bob Marley's house, which is located at number 56 Hope Road, Kingston, Jamaica. It is referred to as a historic site as it was once a home to the legendary Bob Marley. It has since become one of the most visited attraction sites in Jamaica. This house has been there since the 19th century and was purchased by Bob Marley in 1975. This house was not just a place where he lived, it also served as the headquarters for his iconic reggae record label, Tuff Gong, mostly called T-Gong. The house, now called the Bob Marley Museum, is a vibrant tribute to the legendary musician who brought reggae to the world stage. He lived, created music there, and worked tirelessly to spread love, peace, and social justice messages. His most famous songs were composed right in that very space, and it remained his home until his passing in 1981. His wife, Rita Marley, transformed the house into a museum to honor his legacy upon his passing. This house stands as an authentic preservation of Bob Marley's world. It still contains all the original rooms, which have been continuously maintained just as they were when he lived there. The fact that everything he owned in the house has been left untouched since his passing has made many people refer to the house as an abandoned house. However, in the real sense, it wasn't abandoned. It was left untampered with so that it can retain its originality. And there's a good reason for that. Due to the originality of this space, visitors can see his personal belongings in place just the way they used to be. The house still has the bullet holes from an attempted assassination attack in 1976. It all happened on the 3rd of December 1976. Gunmen invaded the house in an attempt to eliminate Bob. He narrowly escaped and sustained just a shot in the arm, but Rita wasn't so lucky as she took a bullet to the head. In a twist of fate, after she was rushed to the hospital, doctors later found that the bullet was lodged between her skull and scalp, a millimeter away from ending her life. Regardless of this scary encounter, 2 days later, to everyone's amazement, despite the attempt on their lives, Bob performed at the Smile Jamaica concert with bandages covering his wounds. Behind him, barely recovered from surgery, stands Rita, singing backup vocals with blood still dried in her hair. Considering the extraordinary things they do, one would wonder if these two were really of this world. These events went a long way in shaping his music and mission beyond the house itself. This house, now a museum, features several attraction sites designed to deepen the experience of fans and visitors alike. It allows them to step into the life of the artist, whose music continues to inspire generations. Inside this tourist's location lies an 80-seat theater, showcasing exclusive footage of Bob Marley's performances and interviews. This experience gives fans an in-depth understanding of his artistic journey. It also possesses a photo gallery, which displays unique images from his life and career. While the record store allows visitors to explore Bob's music in its purest form, it has an on-site gift shop. The shop is readily stocked with items connected to the iconic musician. This gift shop offers everything from t-shirts to posters, down to a wide variety of Bob Marley's prized possessions, including clothing, footwear, keychains, postcards, mugs, and more. It is also stocked with vinyl records, Rasta-inspired clothing, and many more items that remind fans and visitors of who Bob was. It ensures they can take a piece of Bob's legacy home. For those who seek a much deeper experience, the One Love Cafe provides a delightful culinary stop. It serves the guests some traditional Jamaican dishes and Marley's favorite meals. This cafe tastes the island's rich flavors, while guests reflect on their visit. This museum has helped many reggae lovers by taking them on a journey through the life and legacy of Bob Marley. It thereby ensures that Bob Marley's spirit and philosophy of unity continue to resonate with the world. All the abandoned house features clearly indicate how much luxury those who lived in it experienced. It has everything and anything you would want to go out in search of, making it a very comfortable place to dwell in. This house tells a lot about Bob Marley's tastes and what he would normally invest his resources in. Like the house, Bob Marley also has a lineup of luxury cars he acquired before passing. Bob Marley's luxurious cars. Bob Marley, unlike other global superstars who opted for extravagant high-performance sports cars, was more inclined to getting a car collection that reflected a more grounded, practical approach to luxury and style. One of the notable cars in Bob's collection was the 1971 BMW Bavaria. This vehicle had a blend of high performance and great comfort. It had some amazing features, such as the ability to run on a 150 horsepower engine with a top speed of approximately 120 mph. It could enable its users to have a smooth driving experience, and it is ideal for both cruising in the city and driving long distances. Right on the inside of the BMW Bavaria, you have the luxurious plush leather seats. These seats provide great comfort. The wooden frame of the dashboard and the spacious interior give a feel of sophistication. The Bavaria elegance mirrored Marley's personality, which is why he had this in his collection. He had some other cars, which were a reflection of the luxury lifestyle that he lived. However, beyond all these, a major aspect of Bob's life was his relationships with his wife and the other women. Bob Marley's wife and his relationships. Bob Marley is said to have married only once in his lifetime. He got married to Rita Marley, who was formerly known as Alpharetta Constantia Anderson. Bob was an upcoming star when he met Rita. She was a part of the I-Threes, the legendary trio of backup singers for Bob Marley and the Wailers. Alongside Marcia Griffiths and Judy Moe Watt, Rita's voice added depth and soul to Bob's songs. His music impacted people all over the world. Bob was attracted to her and her amazing voice, and working together made their bond grow faster. Bob Marley's union with Rita Marley goes beyond romance. It was a partnership rooted in love, creativity, and shared values. They married in February 1966, which marked the beginning of a lifelong journey between the two, personally and professionally. Rita's role as a member of the I-Threes further solidified their musical collaboration and spiritual connection. While the couple shared a strong bond, their life wasn't always easy. Bob's fame brought challenges, including the pressures of being constantly in the spotlight and unable to enjoy personal moments as their business became everybody's business. Despite these hardships, Rita remained strong for Bob and their children. She showed Bob love in its purest form. She overlooked his flaws and remained loyal to him. Beyond their relationship, Rita Marley played a key role in Bob's career, providing immense support and inspiration. Rita's influence extended beyond music, as she supported Bob's activism and embraced his message of peace and social justice. Rita was always there by Bob's side, not just as his wife, but also as his musical partner. She was not only an amazing wife, but also a wonderful mother. She has 3 children with Bob Marley, whom she successfully raised with love and care. One of Rita Marley's biggest contributions is how she kept Bob's legacy alive. She turned their home in Kingston, Jamaica, into the Bob Marley Museum. now a famous place for fans to visit. She ensured the world never forgets Bob's music and message of peace and love. She made Bob Marley's name even more prominent than it was when he was still alive. Bob Marley's wife has shown great resilience and has become a massive part of the successes he made. And even now, after he has passed, she continues to ensure that his name is constantly on the lips of his fans. Bob Marley hit it big, choosing Rita Marley as his wife. At some point in Bob Marley's life, he engaged in a lot of extramarital affairs that produced 6 children with different women. Some of his mistresses include Lucy Pounder, Anita Belnavis, and Cindy Breakspear. He had affairs with them while still married to Rita Marley. Rita Marley wasn't cool with this situation, so she gave Bob Marley an ultimatum to stop his reckless behaviors. Although he didn't stop, she remained his legally married wife until the time of his demise. Bob Marley's children. Bob Marley and Rita Marley's union produced 3 children. Bob Marley also adopted Rita Marley's 2 children, whom she had from her previous relationships. Bob also had 6 illegitimate children with different mothers. Bob's biological children with Rita are Cedella Marley, David Marley, nicknamed Ziggy Marley, and Stephen Marley. His adopted children were Sharon and Stephanie Marley. The names of his other children include Robbie, Rohan, Karen, Julian, Kai Mani, and Damien. Cedella was born on the 23rd of August in 1967. She was named after Bob's mother. Ziggy was born on the 17th of October in 1968, and Stephen was born on the 20th of April in 1972. The Marley story is not ending anytime soon. Inspired by their father, the sons and daughters of Bob Marley carry on his work in their unique ways. A good number of Bob Marley's children are now engaged with one aspect of music or the other. They have taken the baton from their father and are now continuing in his legacy. The earliest sign that music would play a major role in the lives of the Marley children came from the Melody Makers, a group that included a young Sharon, Cedella, Ziggy, and Stephen Marley. Later, after Ziggy and Stephen embarked on solo careers, other Marley offspring took to music and other ventures, further promoting Marley's message of justice and freedom. His sons Damien, Julian, and Kai Mani Marley have made their mark in reggae and hip-hop. Sharon continues to advocate for the principles championed by her father. While Cedella Marley, Bob Marley's daughter, is not a musician in the same way her father or some of her siblings were, she is actively involved in carrying on his legacy through her role as CEO of Tough Gong International and her work with the Bob Marley Foundation. Cedella has played a vital role in promoting her father's music, which is greatly centered on passing the message of love, peace, and unity. She has written and published many children's books, including One Love, incorporating her father's lyrics and music. Aside from her work to keep her father's legacy going, she is also involved in fashion design and philanthropy, using her platform to promote social concerns and encourage young women to pursue their dreams. She is a global ambassador to the Jamaica Women's Football Program, demonstrating her dedication to sports and women's empowerment. Cedella is the mother of reggae singer Skip Marley, who also carries on the family's musical legacy. Ziggy Marley, the son of Bob Marley, is a well-known figure in the music industry. In an attempt to continue his father's legacy, he currently leads the band Ziggy Marley and the Melody Makers. He has also released solo albums and taken part in advocating for social causes through his music and philanthropic work. Ziggy led the band Ziggy Marley and the Melody Makers until 2002. During this time, the band released 8 studio albums. He also launched a successful solo career, releasing 8 solo studio albums on his label, Tough Gong Worldwide. He is an 8-time Grammy Award winner and a Daytime Emmy Award recipient. Like his father, Ziggy spreads love, equality, and unity messages through his music. He has also been involved in philanthropic work and social activism. Ziggy has been involved in creating a film about his father's life, ensuring that the real story is told. Stephen Marley is a multi-talented musician excelling as a singer, songwriter, and producer like his father. He stands as a prominent figure in the music industry. He is playing his part in continuing his father, Bob Marley's legacy by upholding the roots of reggae sound while exploring contemporary genres. He has been a music supervisor for the Bob Marley biopic, Bob Marley, One Love. He has released numerous successful solo albums, including Mind Control in 2007 and Revelation Part 1, known as The Root of Life, in 2011. Later, Revelation Part 2, The Fruit of Life, was released in 2016. All these have topped the Billboard reggae charts. Stephen has won 8 Grammy Awards, including 2 for producing his younger brother, Damian Marley's albums. In 2023, he released his 4th studio album, Old Soul, featuring collaborations with artists like Bob Weir, Jack Johnson, and Eric Clapton. He served as the music supervisor for the Paramount Pictures biopic, Bob Marley, One Love, which premiered in February 2024. In 1999, Stephen produced a remix album of Bob Marley's music, Chant Down Babylon, featuring hip-hop, R&B, and rock stars to modernize the music for a broader audience. Stephen has stayed true to his father's roots reggae sound, incorporating contemporary elements like hip-hop beats and dancehall influences. As a family tradition, he and his brothers, Ziggy, Damian, Julian, and Kimani, continue to perform and promote their father's music, often collaborating on projects and tours. They have embarked on several tours, called the Marley Brothers Legacy Tour, celebrating Bob Marley's music and legacy. Stephen's involvement as music supervisor for the biopic ensures that Bob Marley's music and story are preserved and celebrated for future generations. Stephen and his brothers always emphasize the importance of their father's message of peace, love, and unity, central to Bob Marley's legacy. His name is often on the same plane as reggae and service. These now live on in his children. Bob Marley's tragic death. Bob Marley was first diagnosed with a malignant melanoma under his toenail in July 1977. A malignant melanoma that occurs under the toenail is a relatively rare form. Still, it can be very aggressive and spread if not detected and treated early on. It often appears as a dark streak or discoloration. Seeing how critical the situation had become, his doctors recommended that the affected area be amputated. Because of Bob Marley's religious beliefs and his concerns that losing a toe might impact his ability to perform, he rejected the recommendation of his doctors and opted for a less invasive procedure. This procedure involved removing the affected nail and applying a skin graft from his thigh. Regardless of his situation at the time and all the procedures he was undergoing, he never relented for once. As he was seen performing on stage several times, he dedicated himself to his music and fans. In a tragic turn of events, Bob Marley went to a concert that became his last. His final concert took place on September 23rd in 1980. It was held in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Some days before this event, he had collapsed while jogging in Central Park. He was taken to the hospital, where it was discovered that the cancer in his toenail had spread to his brain. He tried to seek alternative treatment. This search led him to a clinic in Bavaria. Joseph Eisel was with him on the trip. Regardless of all these efforts to see that Bob got better again, his health became worse and faced a more rapid decline. This prompted him to decide to return to Jamaica. However, during the trip back home, his condition became even worse, and his plane was made to land in Miami. He was admitted to the Cedars of Lebanon Hospital, where he passed away on the 11th of May, 1981. Before his demise, his final words to his son Ziggy were poignant. He said, "Money can't buy life." He passed at the age of 36. Bob Marley was given a state funeral in Jamaica on May 21st, in 1981. The ceremony blended the Rastafari tradition with the Ethiopian Orthodox elements. It was a reflection of his deep spiritual beliefs. He was laid to rest in a chapel near his birthplace in 9 Mile, alongside some of his most cherished possessions. These included his red Gibson Les Paul guitar, a Bible open to Psalm 23, and a stalk of cannabis. All these items were placed there by his wife, Rita Marley. The Jamaican Prime Minister at the time, Edward Seaga, delivered Marley's eulogy, further confirming his legacy as a national hero. Bob Marley's net worth. At the time of Bob Marley's passing, he had a net worth of about $30 million. Many of his assets were tied up in his real estate, music royalties, and business ventures. Marley owned a $300,000 house in South Dade, Miami. Bob Marley also owned the house he used to live in, now the Bob Marley Museum, which is located at 56 Hope Road, Kingston, Jamaica. The value of this particular asset can be said to be priceless, as it holds great sentimental value and has remained a tourist site to date. Bob Marley's early life before fame. Bob Marley was born on the 6th day of February in 1945. He was born in a rural village of 9 Mile in St. Ann Parish, Jamaica. His birth name was Robert Nesta Marley, but he changed it to Bob Marley while growing up. Bob Marley was the son of Norval Sinclair Marley, a white Jamaican of English descent. His mom was an 18-year-old Sadella Malcolm, a black Jamaican. Marley's father served in the Royal Marines and worked as a plantation overseer. He was mostly absent from Bob's life. This was a result of the job he was doing. Norval died in 1955. Thereafter, Bob's mother relocated to the Kingston neighborhood in Trenchtown. Life in Trenchtown was not easy, as the community was experiencing great economic hardships and was greatly overcrowded. Regardless of the town's challenges, it was a vibrant cultural hub. Here, Marley was exposed to a wide range of musical influences. Marley attended Stepney Primary School and a secondary school in N Mile. When he was done, he fully immersed himself in Kingston's dynamic music scene. He made friends with Bunny Livingston, later known as Bunny Wailer. The connection between the two was mainly a result of their love for music. Marley's mom remarried an American civil servant and gave birth to 2 boys, now Bob's half-brothers. Additionally, she gave birth to a daughter, Bob's half-sister. Her father was Thaddeus Livingston, the father of Bob's friend, Bunny. This family connection had a massive contribution to Bob's artistic development. Bob's first appearance in the music industry was in 1960, when he and Bunny, his friend, teamed up with Peter Tosh, Beverly Kalo, and Junior Braithwaite to form a band. Joe Higgs mentored and provided them with vocal training. He also taught Bob how to play the guitar. Going forward into their careers, the band dissolved at some point because of some significant changes they were undergoing. This led Bob to embark on a solo career that ultimately marked the beginning of the successes he experienced in the industry. Bob's life is a big example, not just for his children, but for future generations. Although he wasn't perfect, he showed some outstanding attributes that helped shape his life to what it was before his unfortunate demise. Bob Marley's legacy. Bob Marley had such great fortune to his name, yet he did not in any way have a will, nor did he allocate any of his possessions before his passing. This was deliberate. Firstly, his religious beliefs didn't support it. His Rastafari beliefs discouraged the acknowledgement that one would one day pass on to glory in such a formal way while they're still alive. And since Bob had no will, sharing his assets was to be done according to the Jamaican intestate laws. This law states that in the absence of a will, the assets of a deceased spouse would be left in the care of the living spouse. The assets are to be shared as thus: 10% of the assets would be given to the living spouse, alongside 45% of the estate. The remainder of 45% would be shared amongst the surviving children. In Bob Marley's case, however, news of his demise triggered an outpouring of claims from individuals asserting that they were his children. The Jamaican law mandates a public search for potential heirs. In this case, hundreds of people came forward with claims of being part of the heirs they were searching for. Because of the immense pressure from this current situation, Rita Marley, influenced by some advice from some individuals, attempted to forge a will with Bob's signature, assigning herself the majority of his assets. This trick was, however, exposed by one of Marley's longtime business managers. He launched a decade-long legal fight that cost an estimated $6 million in attorney fees. This was already close to half of the estate's value. At the end of all these legal battles, a Jamaican court ruled against Rita Marley's forged documents. It granted the control of Bob Marley's estate to Chris Blackwell, the owner of Island Records, who had managed Marley's career. Blackwell oversaw the estate activities through his company, the Island Logic LED. His control over the assets lasted until 2001, when full control was finally transferred to Rita Marley and Bob's 11 legally recognized children. This story of the crises and legal battles over Bob's wealth tells of the importance of estate planning. Despite all the controversies and disputes, Bob Marley's music remains a force that will continue to inspire generations across the globe. In the years following Bob's passing, statues and memorials have been erected in his honor worldwide. In like manner, a statue of Bob Marley was unveiled in Kingston, next to the National Stadium on Arthur Wint Road, ensuring that his presence has continuously been felt and remains a vital part of Jamaica's cultural landscape. A section of Church Street in Brooklyn, New York, was renamed Bob Marley Boulevard. This happened in 2006. Renaming a street after the iconic musician has gone a long way to acknowledging his global influence. Additionally, in 2008, a statue of Marley was unveiled in Banatsk, Serbia. This has further illustrated how his impact has spread universally. It has remained a known fact that Bob Marley wasn't just a musician, but a movement and a voice for the voiceless. He was a messenger of peace and a symbol of resilience. What can you say about Bob Marley's life and music? Share your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Before you go, watch the other videos on your screen.